everyone, today we're going to go over the individual academic plan that you need to fill out for MESA. So MESA has a three-part registration process. First part was for your parents to fill out a form saying that your parents give you approval to be part of the club. Second part of the registration process was for you to input some information about yourself, your career interests, and all that, so that MESA is able to track some information about your educational pursuits and your educational progress to show to the government that the program overall is being effective and helpful to students. And now part 3, the individual academic plan. All this is doing is just giving a little snippet of information in terms of how your academics are going. So here, guys, what they want you to do is just fill out some information about how your grades are going so far. So in middle school, you just put your first name here. For me, I'll just put my name there. School, guys, you would just put down Walters Middle School. That's perfectly fine. Track, you are free to skip. And date of birth, just put down when you were born. So I'd be like 0. I'd put down my thing, and 4 years up to you. This part here, guys, so there's sections of this that you guys don't have to worry about. So for high school students, they need to do this section here, which you guys are in middle school, so this part does not apply to you. So you can safely ignore that section. Also, this section here talks about high school students. And if you're in my classroom or Mr. Coleman's classroom or any other teacher at Walters Middle School, that obviously doesn't apply to you either. So you can safely skip that. Alright. Now at the bottom here, employment, you can also skip that as well, because as middle schoolers, you should not be employed at this current age. Second part, educational prep programs. If this applies to you, you can put it down. Now for students here, the biggest thing that you might be applied to may be AVID, but that's probably going to be it. If you have any volunteer work that you've done or community service hours you've done, you may put this here. Once again, it may or may not apply to you. Extracurricular activities, you may put those here as well. Now for this section here, alright, for this section here, guys, what you need to do is you need to put down your approximate grade for what you got in both semesters. Be aware that they also want you to write down your teacher's name, but if you don't remember your teacher's name, you can try your best, or if you just can't remember at all, just write down the grade letters you got for first and second semester. So if you happen to remember your teachers, this would be like, let's say Hart. You got an A first semester, then you got a B second semester, that's fine. English would also be hard given our school. You could be like A there and then B there again. Mathematics, you could be like Frege, C, C, and you could be like Frege, B, B. It's up. And then a foreign language. If you took Spanish, your teacher would be Medina. However, I believe Spanish is only offered for 7th and 8th grade. So that's kind of the idea of what they want you to do there. Honors and awards, guys. If you have any awards, you are free to write them down. Just write down what the award was and when you received it approximately. You can just write down like the month and the year. That's fine. So for example, you'd be like perfect attendance, and you could write down June of 2019. That's fine. And then for extracurricular activities, the most common one is sports. So like if you did a basketball, you could write down like basketball, you just write down like what time frame. So you could be like fall of 2019 to like spring of 2020. That should be fine. If you happen to be in Miss Al's class, you could say that you're part of leadership. You could say semester 1 of 2019. That's fine too. Alright, so you just write those things down there. Volunteer hours, only if you weren't paid for it and all that fun stuff. in the event that you do have some, you can just put approximate hours, like how many hours per week you've done it and for how many weeks. So for example, let's say the most common things for you guys at your age, I have no idea. Like just your community service, I suppose, probably at a church maybe, is my guess. Let's say you helped out 2 hours per week for like 8 weeks in 2020. Just put it down like that. So in total you've done like what, 16 hours. You kind of show it like that in terms of the breakdown. Now it's not necessary that you did 2 hours per week exactly. You can just put down you did church helping service out for like 8 weeks and 16 hours total. You can do that too. These are just approximations, so they have a general idea of how much you've done. Alright, so once again, the top portion is important. Name, school. This middle section is important. Put down your teacher's name if you remember, followed by your grades. If you can't remember if you don't know the GPA, just put down the average grade letter. So like A, B, 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 C, C. This would be overall GPA of B overall for you guys, so that's fine. Do the same thing for 7th, 8th grade. If you do have 7th, 8th grade, that's fine. Current teachers is who you have right now. So like whoever your teachers are right now in the current grade level that you're in, you'd write that down there. So like history would be like, for me, since I'm in 8th grade, Sax, English, Antantis, math, Nicholson, science, obviously Bay, and etc, etc. And if you have it, you put Medina for foreign language, because we only have Spanish here. But if not, that would be left blank. And one last thing, when you finish with all this, please be sure to download it. You're gonna have to download the copy, so make sure you fill out the thing here. Just put down IAP, put down your name please. So for me, I'll put down Gray Bay. Make sure you save it, and then once you save it, be sure to upload that attachment and send that attachment back to me, back to your advisors, and then you guys are good to go. So hopefully that helps you out with that. Hopefully that gives you a better idea of how to fill this out, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll be available.